Hi everyone, I hope all of you are doing very well and profited from Bitcoin's price rise. There was a little bit of a correction, but I believe it will continue increasing over time. Now, I wanted to talk to you today about EOS. I want to discuss what it is, who's behind it, and discuss the tokens a little bit in depth. I spent some time researching it. There's been a lot of hype, if you've heard of it, that it's an Ethereum killer and so on. It is a very interesting platform, but it's not a cryptocurrency at all. Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency. Ethereum is a platform designed to be a supercomputer, basically. And you, on top of on that platform, you can develop, have decentralized apps. You have a currency. You can create tokens for applications and so on. It's very interesting, and we've discussed Ethereum before. However, EOS is different, and EOS is where you have a platform designed to scale, solving the problem that Ethereum has horizontally and vertically, and it's basically an operating system. Now, if you look here in my article on Steemit, I discuss what EOS is. It's an open source smart contract platform, basically a blockchain-based platform for decentralized applications, but with scalability beyond that of Ethereum. And it is designed to be like an operating system. So basically, Ethereum is designed to be sort of like your computer, where you have simple applications that you had on DOS and so on. But now these guys are like, they came in and they made a Mac, the operating system, like a Mac OS X, and the Apple OS X, for example. And on top of that, you can have applications where users can actually transact and use these applications. Now, the interesting part is the confirmation time is 1.5 seconds. You can do so many transactions, but there's no transaction fees. The wait times are minuscule, and this is where you have a platform that is free for everybody to use. So how do you make money? Well, if you're an app developer, you are going to make an app and sell it, and users would use it on that platform. For example, you can develop an application where you create contracts for landlords, and I've discussed that before. Landlords to use for lease applicants to actually sign to lease a location or an apartment or so on. It can be maybe a game in the future where you would buy the tokens, the EOS token with Ethereum or Bitcoin, so you can actually use it to gain access to that application or that game. And that's where you would operate it on the blockchain. And this is interesting because whatever you would do on that set application, it is always going to be there. It's always checked. So it's like having saved games that you can never lose, or contracts that are always there, that are easily audited. Now, so who really is building EOS? I haven't heard of this company, to be honest, until I've really dug into who's behind EOS. And it's a company called Block.one. It's a company based in the Cayman Islands. It's registered as an exempt company, which means it's a company that that only operates outside the Cayman Islands, but it is registered there, which gives it a tax advantage over others in the U.S. because they don't usually they don't have income tax or capital gains tax or any wealth tax. So it's an interesting way for investors, as I understand it, to invest in a company and avoid any taxation from revenues and so on. Now, you can look into that. You can access it. I'll put a link to my Steemit article. If you haven't been using Steemit, I suggest you do log in, and it's an interesting blockchain social media platform. So it's definitely worth checking out. Anyway, so what are EOS tokens? Now, what Block.one is doing is actually to fund the development of that platform, EOS platform. They are issuing 1 billion. It's an ICO, initial coin offering, where they're selling 1 billion tokens, EOS tokens, over a very long period of time. So they did. They're right now distributing 200,000 tokens, and after a certain amount of time, they'll start distributing 200 million tokens, and then after that, they'll start distributing 700 million tokens, which comes up to 900 million, and there's 100 million that they will keep in their wallet for later to give out. We'll get into that later. So what they're doing is they're distributing these tokens to those that would pay for it, and that's a way to generate capital basically for their project. The 100 million tokens placed in reserve will be actually distributed later. 10% is actually kept for the founders as to cover their investment and all, so on, which is fine. That they would trade later. And these tokens are ERC-20 compatible and distributed on the Ethereum blockchain. They are tradable right now. You can buy them and sell them on Bitfinex and Kraken. Other exchanges carry them. You would have to look into that. However, they warn very clearly that it's not an investment. These tokens, they're not a cryptocurrency, it's not a financial asset, it's not commodities or securities and so on. And it's one main reason why they don't sell it or give it out to US citizens because of their regulations. And they do clear, I just want to repeat this, they do state that it's not to be considered as a type of investment. They're selling them and distributing there, so they're allowing you to buy them to raise funds for their platform. But the whole purpose of EOS tokens is that once you get them, right now you can trade them, but June 1st, 2018, by midnight, what's going to happen is that these tokens become non-transferable. You can't move it from wallet to wallet or sell it to somebody at all. So you're stuck with these until 15% of all holders of those tokens decide to adopt one or more blockchains running the platform. So what's going to happen, people are going to come, or organizations or businesses, they're going to take the EOS platform once it's developed and it's released, and they would implement it. And I guess what they're trying to do is they would have 3 or 4 or more entities running the platform, whether modified or exactly the same, and people, 15% of all holders would actually vote to decide, thus deciding which platforms blockchain will be considered to have the tokens transferable on. It's a little bit confusing, but basically it gives the masses decide which entity is implementing the platform the best. And on that platform and blockchain, you'll be able to transfer and sell these tokens and mainly use them, because on that platform, what's going to happen, app developers would come in and they would develop decentralized applications, such as, it could be anything really, from games to contracts for purchasing or anything, any app for that matter on that platform. And if you have tokens, you will be able to use these applications for free. You will be able to use them for free, unlike others at the that don't have these tokens at that point, and they would have to buy the tokens with Bitcoin or Ethereum. So it could be a lot more valuable than these tokens. And the interesting is these tokens you can use to actually fund or raise capital for app developers that want to develop apps, and you become an investor in an app that could actually generate income for you, or you could sell your stake in it and make a lot more money if it becomes very successful. So that's one thing. And so from Block.one's perspective, they're just developing the platform to actually put it out there as a competing product, free to be adopted. They're just developing it, and they're gonna drop it, leave it for the masses to decide what to do with it, and that's it. So they're not going to be fixing anything later on, modifying or implementing anything or doing anything with it. They're not gonna come near it. Should you purchase tokens? I wouldn't really suggest investing too much into it. I personally purchased about 217 tokens. That's about 0.14 BTC. I think that's more than enough, to be honest. So don't really put too much into it, and don't like buy one token. That's pointless. According to the white paper, your vote would be ignored at that point, because it's a very small amount of tokens. The more the better for you later on. But in the meantime, if you're really looking to speculate and actually gain by reselling the tokens later before June 1st, 2018, then yes, there is potential for great return. You can definitely buy a little bit, and that's it. But I'm more interested in value creation, which comes way later when the platform is already out there, it's developed, and it's being implemented. So that 2 or 3 years time frame here. That's a long-term investment. Now, that's really up to you to decide what you're gonna do. Right now, the market cap is about 433 million US dollars, and it's traded, depending on exchange, you can find it around 1.7 or 1.8 US dollars per token. Now, to address the question whether EOS is an Ethereum killer or not, I don't think so at this point, obviously. Ethereum has its problems, and I really didn't invest into it back then, because I didn't see really the infrastructure and projects that were hyped back then about all these apps taking place. It really hasn't went anywhere. It still remains a tradable currency, Ethereum, and that's it. A lot of people mine it and they sell it, and there is still some a lot of people putting money into it, investing, but honestly, I don't find it very attractive. I don't see value being created there yet, or potential for value. However, EOS, I see the potential, but it's more of a wait and see. So, like Ethereum, I mean, I'm only trying it right now and not with too much investment. And I would recommend caution if you proceed. So don't buy into it a lot. I still highly recommend sticking with Bitcoin and gold and silver. So that's really it. Do join CMIT if you're not on there, and follow me. That's my account handle there, AM Yaya. I do post about several things, and I appreciate your votes. As always, I look forward to discussing new things that come up, and I will be doing more videos in the coming future. Thank you.